You've spent valuable time creating a masterpiece, but when you publish it on the internet, it goes viral and gets ripped off by people who don't respect your hard work. You feel violated and have no choice but to take legal action against the infringers. The digital age has brought new challenges for creators. Unless you use the right tools, an entire world of ideas can be accessed by anybody at any time. And when someone is stealing content from you, you might as well fight back. This video explores everything from copyright infringement to fair use in detail, so you understand what's happening around you and how to protect yourself. So let's dig deep into it. But before that, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. According to the US Copyright Office, it is illegal to reproduce, distribute, perform, publicly display, or create from a copyrighted work without the owner's consent. Original work of the creator, including written text, music, images, films, software programs, and others, are protected by copyrights. Copyright law automatically protects your work when you, as a creator, publish it in any tangible form. Thanks to this protection, you are granted the exclusive right to publish, market, modify, and reproduce your original work. If someone uses your creative work in any way that is listed above without your consent, they may infringe on your copyright. Section 51 of the Copyright Act states, a copyright holder may only perform any activity that requires the copyright owner's prior consent. The import of infringed copies of any original work. Copying the original work without the permission of the owner. To communicate, sell, distribute, or display the infringed work unless the individual knows or has reason to suspect that such consent would constitute copyright infringement. Examples of copyright infringement are illegal downloading of music files, upload copyrighted material by another person to a publicly accessible website, downloading unapproved software from a prohibited website, copying and modifying another person's creative work without making substantial changes, a movie captured in a cinema, and distributing TV programs or radio broadcast recordings, etc. How does copyright infringement work? A plaintiff must have proof of ownership of the material before filing a copyright infringement lawsuit, usually provided by the work's copyright resignation. Then, as the copyright owner, they have to show that activities that infringe those rights were taken. Enforcement of copyrights. Legal precedent and case law are the mainstays of American copyright law. Usually, claims filed in civil courts are how enforcement is handled. State copyright laws may exist, although federal law generally takes precedence. Copyright enforcement is more accessible when the claimant registers the copyright soon after creation and all other relevant information is documented, for example, in a licensing agreement. In court, the defendant may suffer willful infringement or a proven motive for profit, but neither of these circumstances is necessary to uphold copyright. Through copyright legislation, creators may seek to enforce moral rights, such as rights of attribution or rights of authenticity, which cover the rights to claim authorship and prevent modifications of the work. When a work has no creative or expressive content, the secondary use is limited to a small portion of the original work, or the similarities between the plaintiff's and defendant's works seem coincidental. Copyright enforcement can be difficult. In copyright legislation, defendants often claim that the nature of their use complies with fair use guidelines. In all other cases, it is the defendant's responsibility to provide evidence to disprove the validity of the copyright. Penalties for copyright infringement. In copyright cases, the courts can be involved in several ways. An injunction prohibiting the defendant from continuing to infringe copyright is a common goal of copyright litigation. The court may also order confiscating the infringing material to prevent further dissemination. Plaintiffs often seek financial compensation as well. If successful, they can recover damages, including profits and statutory damages, up to $30,000. If they can show that the infringement was willful, they may also be entitled to compensation for their legal costs and a significantly higher award of damages. Certain willful violations may also result in criminal sanctions, including up to 5 years in prison. Copyright infringement in digital media. The recent developments of the internet has made protecting intellectual property more difficult. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998 in the United States addresses online content that allegedly infringes copyright. Regarding rights to digital content and other online assets, the bill binds the United States to international copyright treaties. Without resorting to court, the DMCA outlines a process for removing copyright infringing content online. The first step in the process is to notify the perpetrator's internet service provider or the company that runs the hosting web service, such as Comcast, Google, WordPress, etc. Although many ISPs have their own forms for submitting copyright takedown requests, Infringement, copyright.gov provides instructions on what the notice should include if it is not. A whois lookup on search websites such as ican.org or who.is may be helpful if it is not clear which ISP is responsible for the offending website. Creators can also report an infringement to Google to prevent copyrighted material from appearing in search results. How to deal with copyright infringement? Dealing with copyright infringement uses resources that could be more effectively used elsewhere in your business. The good news is that there are steps you can take to avoid the consequences of copyright infringement. Register your copyright. Copyright registration strengthens the ownership position of your work. You're mistaken even if you believe that ownership of your work can't question. Creators are automatically protected by copyright law, which is essential. Nevertheless, your copyright must be registered if you feel compelled to file a lawsuit for infringement. An actual similarity between the original work and the alleged infringer must be established in court. It is possible to demonstrate in court that the copyright has been legitimately registered and that the copyright holder is the owner of the relevant work. The U.S. Copyright Office is where copyrights can note in the U.S. You must submit an application form, a copy of your work, and a registration fee to register. Now let's discuss how you can protect your work. Number 1. Add a copyright symbol to your work. Using a copyright symbol is easy to show others that your work is protected by copyright. Remember that the three components, the word copyright, the abbreviation COPR, or the copyright symbol can show that it's copyright protected. Copyright notices can be added to your work immediately. This could be, for example, your website or the outlet through which you distribute your writing. In copyright litigation, there is another advantage to using copyright symbol. In this situation, the defendant attempts to mitigate damages by claiming innocent infringement will not be considered. Number 2, add a watermark to the visual work. A watermark is a design that can add to the photographs, such as photos or other visual works. It is frequently a white or translucent text. This lets people and potential copyright infringers know that the work is yours. You can decide what details to include in the watermark, such as your name, business name, or logo. A watermark also prohibits infringers from arguing that they were unaware that the work was protected by copyright. A copyright infringer may face further damages if they erase the watermark from the visual creation. Damages still apply, even if the copyright was not registered before the infringement. Hopefully, you have known all about copyright infringement and how to deal with it. Modern technology has made copyright infringement easier for scammers who want to steal your content. In the worst-case scenario, you could have a significant amount at stake in a protracted legal dispute. That's why brands are well advised to develop a security plan to protect their creative works from copyright infringement, as explained in this video. That's it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel. Also press the bell icon so you never miss any new and amazing videos from this channel. Thanks for watching.